Hey guys, welcome back to day 2 of chapter 5, lesson 4. Keep talking about what fossils are. All right, so how do fossils form? So fossils can form in a bunch of different ways. Most fossils form when a plant or an animal dies and becomes buried under layers of sediment, which is rock, sand, shell, other material. And remember, we talked about earlier in the school year how sedimentary rock is actually the only type of rock you can find fossils in. I think we talked about that way back, maybe week 1 or week 2 of social studies when we were talking about dinosaurs. So sedimentary rock is the only kind of rock where you can find fossils. Over time, so here is the shell right here. And then as you can see, the layers of sediment are kind of building up. And over time, when those layers wear down, that's when we can start to see the fossils above ground, or they're easier to get to. So over time, the sediments harden into rock and preserve the shape of the buried plant or animal. Fossils do not just have to be plants or just have to be animals, they can be plants as well. Usually only the hard parts of animals like their bones or their shells become fossils. The insides, the soft parts, decay and they can be eaten by other animals. So once the remains of an animal are buried, a couple of different things can happen. Sometimes the buried remains break down and they actually disappear and they leave an empty space in the sedimentary rock. So they've already kind of been encased in the rock and left their impression, but over time they break down and the only thing that's left is the impression. The space in that rock in the shape of a living thing is called a mold fossil because the thing that was there made a mold of itself before it kind of decayed. Later, minerals from the surrounding rock might fill the mold fossil. So there can actually, once the shell or whatever that made the mold fossil is fully decayed, other minerals and sediment from around it can get into that mold and actually fill it up. So over time, these minerals can harden into the shape of that mold and that becomes a cast fossil. Okay, so here's the difference. Here is a mold that is left. It's like an impression. Okay, so it's hollow. And then here is the cast where it's actually the shape of it. And fun fact, dinosaur bones that come from cast models are not actually bones at all. They're just hardened minerals. So if a dinosaur bone came from a cast model like this, it's not actually the bone. It's just the minerals that took the shape of the bone. All righty, guys, that is it for today. We will talk more about fossils on Thursday when we pick back up with our lesson. I will see you then, guys. Have a great day.